crime, how they did it, why they did it. They pull off the mask, and then the person, usually a man but not always, says they would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids. And the dog. Now, of course, what the person really should be saying is, I know I'm a criminal and you've caught me, but why the hell aren't you 5? Why are you 4 and this dog living in a van driving around the country when you have a talking dog? You should be millionaires. Why are you continuing to live like hippie bums when you could be a millionaire because you have a talking dog? And what? He has a cousin that talks too, and another cousin that talks, and a nephew that talks? What the hell? Why aren't you people billionaires? But they aren't. Scrappy is stupid. Given the choice, if I had a chance, I would take Scrappy to one of the countries in the world that still eats dog, and I would say, here you go. Because I hate Scrappy-Doo. Now, Scooby-Dum and Scooby-Dee, they're good people. But Scrappy hit the damn road. If you don't know who Scooby-Dum and Scooby-Dee are, that's because you grew up and you think Scrappy-Doo is cool because you're like, oh, Scrappy. No, he sucks. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. The worst thing, the best thing Scrappy-Doo would ever get from me is I would take a time machine back to the 70s where it was all right to train your dog this way, and I would roll up a newspaper and I would continually hit him with it. Because that's how much I hate Scrappy-Doo.
But he doesn't have war.
It's
not bad.
That's only because he's young. Give him time. Now, solving the triangle, of course, means that you are going to give it the Scooby-Doo treatment. You are going to unmask it and tell me everything about all the crimes this triangle has committed right here. And the crimes this triangle has committed right here is it did not tell you how long B is. It did not tell you how long C is, and it did not give you a value for angle C. Those are the 3 things, the 3 crimes that this triangle has committed on this piece of paper. You, however, being good teenagers living in your van with your talking dog, are able to follow the clues and tell me what really happened here. How do we do that? Well, like all good crime fighters, we must examine the information that we have. What is the information that we have?
65 and 90 degrees.
We have a theta of 65. What else? Once we have established theta, we will start looking for our clues at theta. So, here I am. First, of course, you know what? I can't even be bothered. I'm just going to draw the There's no room. So there I am, checking out my clues. What information can I glean from this position on the triangle? I have an opposite that equals 41. That is the clue that I have. I must use that clue to solve what? My adjacent, which is little c, and my hypotenuse, which is little b. What will I use? Which is the right thing to do next? Satjo. Tan is the right thing to do next. You have to do tan now. You have to do tan. There's nothing else you could do right now. What else could you do, Heather? You could do sine. Is there an exact right thing to do now? No. Which is why when I say solve the triangle, a lot of kids say, I don't know how to do it. Because I do not tell you the exact script to follow. Why do I not tell you the exact script to follow? Because there's more than one way to go. This is like Bandersnatch. You have a choice. So make it. Right? Satjo is going to do tan because he said the only thing we could do is tan. So he is going to go tan theta equals O over A. And he is going to do tan 65 equals 41 over C. And then he's going to do 41 is divided by tan 65 will get him C. That's what he is going to do. Heather, meanwhile, is like Velma instead of Fred, and Heather is following a different trail. Because, of course, Velma was always had to go off with Shaggy and Scooby, who only cared about eating Scooby snacks, which they only needed because they were always on dope. Daphne and Fred always went off by themselves. Never did Daphne go with Shaggy and Scooby until later episodes of the show when it was a new show and Fred and Velma disappeared and all of a sudden it was just Daphne and Shaggy, which I didn't really understand what happened to Fred and Velma. It was sad. Do you think? I don't know. The evidence points to Fred having a thing for Daphne. So, of course, Heather says she is going to do sine theta is O over H, which is sine 65 is 41 over B. So 41 divided by sine 65 will give you B. Once you have B or C, what can you then do? What is the right thing to do to find the other side? Is that the only thing you could do? No, of course not, because if you did tan, you could do sine to find the other side. If you did sine, you could do tan to find the other side, or you could do Pythagoras. Now, if I just ask you to go ahead and start, am I going to get all the same answers from everyone? No, of course not. Why? What are you guys going to do that I've warned you not to do, but you're going to do anyway? Satjo. Nathan. You're going to round stuff before the end. Because you're all going to go to your calculator here because you need to find C. And you'll find C and your calculator will tell you what it is, but you will round it there. And it will lead to very slightly different answers. Is that a big deal in Math 10? No, not at all. Is that a big deal if you're actually doing trig for your job out in the real world? Yes. Okay? So, do I really care if you actually do what I'm telling you to do? Right now, how you leave it off your calculator or leave it on your calculator and don't round it off, I don't really care because this is practice. Okay? If you like trig enough that you continue to follow it so far as it becomes part of your career, then obviously you will know what you're doing enough to not round off in poor spots. Right? Okay. So once we have them, our last choice is either A, Pythagoras, B, the other one of these that you did. Right? Now, will that tell us all the information in the triangle? No. What is the last piece of information I need? The angle inside. But we don't need to do anything special for that because what is it? It's one of the three. Well, 90's there, 65's there. If that's 90, then I only have 90 degrees between those two, don't I? 65 of it's used there, so C equals 90 minus 65. Which is 25. Now, if you wanted to go crazy, could you have found 25 first and then done trig? Done trig from up there? Yes, you could have. Would that be wrong? No. Would I care if you chose to do it that way? No. Would I care if you chose to use 65 and did sine of 41, sine 65 and 41 to get that, and then you did sine 25 with that and that to get C? Would I care? No, of course not, because all I care about is you give me the three missing values. Everybody cool? All right. Now, of course, you all know how to do this on your calculator by now, so I'm not going to bother. But what I will say is this. I don't like to use Pythagoras if I can avoid it because of that rounding situation. So if I were doing this question, I would do trig twice. That's all I'm saying. Okay? You people are going to do this page until 145. Please notice you have all the information you need, including the triangle drawn, until the last two questions. On the last two questions, I expect you to be able to draw your own triangle. You have 15 minutes. Go. At the end of 15 minutes, you will be given a new task. If you don't finish this page, it becomes homework. Everybody good? Go.